Hello everyone, this is a presentation of my decentralized application project that I built on top of Polygon blockchain. So the purpose of this project is to address the current problems that we have with our legal system and with our banking system, especially when it comes to making a testament. Let me explain a bit about my situation and why and how did I come up with this idea. I'm a citizen of Ukraine and I'm living in Ecuador, and most of my assets are in Ecuador. Also, I'm a single guy, I have no family who lives here. The only relative whom I know is my mom, and it happens that my mom have even different citizenship than me. So it makes me think what's gonna happen if due to some accident I will pass away, how my mom will be managed to get my assets. So the way it works currently with our traditional system is she would have to travel to Ecuador, she would have to hire a lawyer, an interpreter, there she would have to prove to the government that she's my relative and she have a right to inherit my assets. And even if she managed to prove it, she would have to find a way to transfer my assets from Ecuador to the country where she lives. So it would be a nightmare because 3 jurisdictions is involved and the legal processes are not very clear, so practically that would be impossible. That's why I have to come up with some sort of an alternative. Another problem with our traditional system is that you are exposed to the lawyers, to the banks, and to the lawmakers, because anytime lawmakers can pass any new legislation that will make you to redo your testament. Every time you make any changes in your testament, you would have to schedule an appointment with your lawyer and to pay additional fee. That's why I think that the blockchain is a much better alternative, because you don't pay any fees other than gas fees whenever you want to make any changes. There is no any jurisdiction involved. There is everything is very transparent and everything can be transferred across the countries. So instead of lawyers, you can use the smart contracts. Instead of banks, you're using the blockchain. So let me explain a bit how it works. There are two parts, two actors in this application. One actor is the person who's making a testament, and another actor is who want to withdraw money after the person who made a testament is passed away. It's all controlled by smart contracts. Basically, whenever you make a testament, you deposit your tokens. It could be stable coins, it could be anything else, whatever. So you deposit your tokens to the smart contracts. And while you're alive, only you have access to these tokens. Only you can withdraw it from the smart contract. And how smart contract supposed to know if you're still alive? This is a very simple concept. Every once in a while, you send a transaction signed up by your private key. That will mean that you're still alive and that you're still in control of your money. This time interval is configurable. You could set it to be a few months, 1 year, or as long as you want. And only if you will keep silence for longer than this period of time, the smart contracts will let your heirs to make any withdrawals. And this is as simple as that. You can configure how long you should be silent before before your funds would be unlocked to your heirs, and you can specify who's supposed to inherit your funds and what are the shares. Anytime you want to make any changes, and it costs you nothing other than gas fees. Also, there is an option to make monthly limits for withdrawals. For example, if your heir is like a very young person or he's not very good with money, you don't want him to withdraw everything at once, you can set up a specific limit so he could withdraw no more than some limited amount every month. So that was the main idea. Now I want to go to the practical part and to show you how it works in a blockchain. How to create a new testament. I've already initialized the test account with a test token that we will use as our assets. So this demonstration is run on local Ganesh blockchain in order to speed up the transaction and in order to make some time manipulations for the demonstration purposes. But in a Polygon mainnet, it's all the same. Later on, I will show how it works in a Polygon mainnet. Let me open MetaMask. So here is our test account, and we have 10,000 of 10 tokens. So let me get the mint address for this token. Here is the mint address, and we want to create a new testament. As we can see, there is no testaments yet. Let's create one. Here we have to input the name of our testament. Let's name it test. Here we have to select the token that we're gonna use for our assets. Here are some stable coins to choose from, but in our case we're using a customized token, so let's choose this option. Here is the number of days, the maximum period of silence. Let's keep it 1 day, and let's create and sign up the transaction. Here's our MetaMask wallet. We would have to confirm. So this is single page application. There is no backend. All information is stored on chain. So let's confirm this transaction, and we'll wait until it gets approved. Okay, so as we can see, the transaction is confirmed and we have our new testament. What we can see here? We can see here the address of our contract, and we can see the tokens that we used that will hold our asset value. Also, the balance is 0 because we haven't made any deposit. There is no successors because we haven't yet configured them, and the silence period is 1 day. So right now let's add some funds to our testament. Let's click here, edit testament. Okay, so now we can able to make a deposit. So to make a deposit, we're clicking on this button and we should enter amount, how much we want to deposit. So our balance, as you remember, is 10,000 test tokens for now. Let's deposit 1,000 and we can click top up. So now we have to confirm this transaction and these tokens will be withdrawn from our balance. Let's wait for the MetaMask. So first transaction is we have to give permission to spend this token. We confirm this transaction, as there would be a second transaction is actual spending. That's how ERC20 tokens work on the blockchain. It's always 2 transactions. Now we have to confirm the second transaction. So let's wait until it gets confirmed. Now the transaction is confirmed. As we can see, our balance is increased and now is 1,000 tokens. We can refresh it and we can make sure that all information is stored on the blockchain is still 1,000. If we will go in back, we can see balance here. So now we made our deposit and now our contract have 1,000 tokens. If we want to make a withdrawal, we can also do withdrawals. So for example, we want to withdraw 500 tokens. And by the way, let's check that our balance have changed in the MetaMask. So initially we had 10,000 tokens, now it's 9,000. Let's try to withdraw 500. Let's confirm this transaction. So now our balance is 500, also 500 here, and the balance is MetaMask. As we can see, is 9,500. So basically, this is like your another wallet. You can top up and withdraw anytime you want, and no one else can do it other than you, unless this time interval would be expired. Let's see how could we add our heirs, so the persons who can receive this money. And here there is some safety feature involved. Basically, I don't want the user to input address directly because he could make a mistake, and if he made a mistake in this address, maybe the private key is not exist and these funds would be lost forever. So in order to add some heirs, we need to authorize them. Basically, we need to make sure that the private key exists for the address that we specified. That's why the heir needs to be registered in the contract before we can add him. And we're doing it by sending a specific transaction from the side of heir. Let me show you how it works. Initially, I would have like 3 heirs here. I'm gonna switch to another account. But before I switch to another account, I would have to copy this address, because the contract address is important for the registration. Now I copy it from here, okay, and now I'm switching account to the one who's supposed to receive this money, who we're gonna specify in this testament. I created some other accounts. For example, I want to get a part of money to my mom, a part of money to my friend, and a part of money to charity. Let's register each of them. First of all, we selecting the account of my mom, and then we would have to register here. There is no any testaments involved yet, that's why we see empty list. Now we have to be registered in the testament. So we specify the address of contract that we just created, and we click in register. We would have to confirm this transaction. So that's how we verify that this account that we're gonna add to our testament have a private key, if somebody controls this private key. Transaction is confirmed. So the transaction is confirmed. So now let's go back to my account. But before we do this, we should copy the address of our heirs that we're gonna add. So we copy this, then we're switching back to my account. And now we can edit our testament, and now we can add the first heir. So we specify the address here, and we should validate it. So when we validate this address, we make sure that this heir been registered, that he sent at least one transaction and he has a private key. Otherwise, if we will input any other address, that would not be valid and we won't be able to add it as a heir. Let's specify here the name, mom. Okay. So for now, we have only single heir, and he would have the 100% of all the assets. And at this moment, we already can sign our testament, and we also can specify like the monthly spending. For example, we can specify that mom can withdraw no more than 1,500 per month. And now we're able to sign it and to write this information into blockchain. Let's wait, let's approve this transaction. Confirm. And this information is already written to the blockchain. So now, if we're gonna refresh this page, we were supposed to see all this information because it's been written into blockchain, and now it's reading it from the blockchain. And if we will see our contract, we will see that we already have one successor that we've been added. Let's add more successors and change the shares between them. I've repeated the same registration process for two other heirs. I wouldn't show it there because it's exactly the same. You just have to remember that whenever you specify heirs, you have to communicate to them and tell them, hey, here is the contract address that I've created. You have to register by submitting a single transaction, and then I can include you to the testament. So I already did this procedure for two other heirs, and now let's add them as well. So we should know the address of the wallet in order to do that. So here's like the address of friend. Let's copy his address and then switch back to my account, because we're supposed to sign it from the account that created this testament. Now we have to add this address. We have to validate this. Okay, it's valid. We can add it here. So when we have more than one successor, we already can change the shares. As you can see, I'm moving this slider back and forth, and you see on this diagram how shares are distributed. For example, if I want to distribute like 50-50, I can do it like this. So each of them will get 50%. But let's add also the third heir, the charity here. Let's copy the address. So what's the address of charity? Okay, let's copy it. Let's switch back to the my account. Now I'm adding this address. It's valid. This is charity. So now we have 3 heirs and we can distribute the shares across them. Basically, the sum should be always equal 100%. That's why you don't have access to the lowest slider, because the lowest slider would be determined automatically in order to match with a 100% value. So let's keep it like this. Okay, mom gets 39%, friend gets 18%, charity gets 43%. Let's also, we can, for other parties, we don't have to specify limits. And this is the maximum limit that we can specify. I don't have like infinite number, because otherwise it would add extra logic to the smart contract. And it's better to avoid any edge cases, because your smart contract has to be as easy as possible, because the more easy it is, the more secure it is, and the less gas fees you pay. So let's sign the transaction. Let's wait until it gets confirmed by MetaMask. So the transaction is confirmed. Now it's written into blockchain. Let's refresh the page. And let's see, yes, all our information is saved in the blockchain. And now, as we can see, we have 3 successors. So that's how you can add successors. Also, if later in the future you change your mind and you want, let's say, to change the shares, you can do it at any moment. For example, I want to give a bit more to my friend and a bit less to charity. I can just do that without any problems, and I can sign it once again. Every time I do any changes, I would have to sign it once again and confirm it with my private key. So I increased the part of my friend to 38%. Confirm. And the transaction is confirmed. And as you can see, it all saved on the blockchain. That's how much each of them will get from the amount you deposited to this smart contract. Let's see what heirs will see in their interface once you added them to the testament. Let's switch back to one of our heirs account. Okay, let's switch to the account of friend. Okay, and now we'll go here and refresh. So now we can see that he's been registered in one of the testaments, and he could be registered in more than one testament. Each heir could be registered in more than one testament. Also, each account could create as many testaments as he wants. So he can see the address of this testament, he can see the token, and also he can see that he's not allowed to withdraw funds yet, because the silence period of a testament owner is not yet expired. That's why he cannot claim funds yet. And even if he will try to do it, to construct transaction by himself and set it to smart contract, the smart contract will not let him to make any withdrawals, because only owner of testament are now in control of this money. So here he can see how much he's already claimed when the time is expired and he's already allowed to claim, and the date of last claim. So that's what the Heirs interface looks like. So now let's change the period of silence, and to show how the time is reflected in this diagram. Basically, this diagram just shows you how much time from the total period is left before the funds would be unlocked. So here you can see we have only 1 day's expiration period and 1 day haven't yet been passed, so we have all the time right now. But we can change it. Let's just change it to the 4 days. We can change it like any moment we want. And let's confirm the transaction. Okay, now lock-in period is 4 days, and since it's the first day, we still see here 100%. Now let's move forward in time by 2 days, and you will see how this diagram would be changed. Manipulations with Ganesh, I've just moved time forward for a couple of days. This is possible to do with your local blockchain. In a real blockchain, Polygon mainnet, this would never happen. And as you can see, we have a countdown of 2 days. So initially lock-in period is 4 days. As we can see here, if we edit the testament, lock-in period was 4 days. And 2 days already have passed. And that's why we can see 50% here. So whenever you check in your testaments and when you see this diagram, you know exactly how much time is left before you can reset it. So whenever you want to reset your testament, reset the timer, you just can click here, reset the timer, and the countdown will start all over again. Let's confirm this transaction. And after we confirm, this should be back to the 4 days. And this diagram would show us 100%. Let's wait for the MetaMask. Let's reset the timer, and once I reset it, it was supposed to be back to the 4 days, and the diagram will show us 100%. Let's click reset the timer, and let's confirm this transaction in the MetaMask, and let's see how it goes. So we confirm in this transaction. So once transaction is confirmed, we can refresh, get new information from the chain, and we can see that our countdown is back to the 4 days, and this diagram shows us 100%. So it's very important not to miss this interval whenever you create a testament, otherwise your heirs could start withdrawing the money. So you should do it regularly. Anytime you have a chance, you just submit this transaction, just choose wisely this interval. This 4 days is very short period of time, it's only for the testing purposes, but for maybe the real testament it's supposed to be like maybe 6 months or 1 year, and then maybe every month you can reset the timer, and then you should be safe. And so now let me demonstrate you what we can do when this timer is already expired. So let me move forward the clocks in Ganesh blockchain to the 5 days forward, and let's see how our heirs is supposed to withdraw the money. But before doing that, let's increase balance. Let's add more coins here in order to see how they will be distributed. Let's maybe add like let's make it 1000, so we can see exactly how much each one will get. Since I've made certain manipulations with the contract and I configured it this way, so mom will get 40% out of 1000, so she's supposed to get 400 after the funds would be unlocked, but the limit set is in the 200. So during the first transaction she would be able to withdraw 200, and then the month later she would be able to withdraw another 200. So friend will get 380 all at once, and charity will get 220 all at once. So now let's move the time forward for 4 days, and let's see how our heirs can claim their shares. It's been moved forward to 5 days, and as we can see the time is already expired, and it means that now funds should be unlocked for the heirs. So let's see what it looks like from their perspective. First of all, let's go to the account of one of the heirs. Let me switch MetaMask to that account. So let's switch to the charity, and then we will have to go to the here receive funds register, and now we can see that we already able to claim the shares. Let's do this, and let's see how much he would get. Let's confirm the transaction. So the transaction confirmed. Now let's see how much he got. How many test tokens do we have in our charity wallet? We have to import token here. And we can see that our balance is 220. So it's exactly how much he is supposed to get according to his share. And if we refresh it here, after we made a claim, then we can see the date of last claim and that we totally claimed 220 test tokens, and we no longer able to claim any more funds. That's how it works for the heirs. That's how they can receive their money. Complicated case when we have a monthly limit for withdrawals. Here is the account that's supposed to belong to my mom that have a limit of 200 per month. Let's see how many tokens she had before the transaction. We can import tokens. So, okay, right now we have 0 tokens, and that's expected. So there is no more tokens for now. Now we click claim. Let's confirm the transaction. So after transaction is confirmed, we can see that we claimed 200. Let's verify how many in the wallet. Yes, we have exactly 200 of test tokens that we received, and the rest of it, the other 200, we can receive only 1 month later. So we can see the date of last claim. So we have to move in time at least like 30 days forward in order to make another claim and to claim another 200. Let's do that. Let's just make a quick manipulation with a Ganesh. That's why I use local blockchain. On the real one I won't be able to do that. So we will move forward, let's say, to the 31 day. Okay, now we would have to make any transaction in order the changes to be applied and written into the last block. So let's just send 1 Ether to the same account. 1, okay. So basically by doing that we virtually moved 31 days forward in time in our local blockchain. Now let's refresh it. So now we can see that we can make another claim because we moved forward, virtually we moved forward to 31 days. So we can claim and then confirm the transaction and get the rest of our funds. Let's confirm the transaction. Confirm. So if we refresh it, then we can see that we claimed in total 400 of tokens. It's all our share, but we claim it like within 2 months. And that's how the monthly limits are worked if they enforced. So we have 400 of test tokens. So that's the way it works. This presentation, I want to demonstrate you that this contract is not limited just to the test token. It's not just a toy. You can actually deal with real money. And now I want to show you how it works on a real blockchain with real money. And this contract is deployed to the Polygon mainnet. Almost all centralized exchanges accept deposits from Polygon mainnet, and that's exactly what I'm gonna do right now. I'm gonna use my real account with the real USDC tokens that actually 1 USDC equal to $1, and I will show that this works with the real tokens. Let's see. So here we see the request that the application that is deployed here is accessible, you can try it out, is requesting me to switch to the Polygon mainnet, and that's what I'm gonna do right now. So I switch to the Polygon mainnet, and as you can see, let's see how much money I have to the Polygon mainnet. This is ledger 1, it's my real account that I hold my crypto, and I have some Matic tokens, and I also have some stable coins here, but I cannot see it yet. But let's add this token. Let's go to the Polygon Explorer and add USDC token to my MetaMask. Here's USDC. Let's see what the address is. So here is the contract address, and let's see how many USDC tokens I have on my account. And I'm gonna deposit these real USDC tokens to the testament contract. Import tokens, USDC. So as you can see, I have more than $400 on this account. Now let's create a testament and deposit. I can deposit maybe $100 to show you that it's all real. So I click create new. And I choose USDC, let's call it real money. Not a joke, yeah. 100 days, create. Let's confirm the transaction. And by the way, since it is real money, I would have to confirm it with my ledger that I have it here. It's all real. So I'm just configuring my ledger in order to submit these transactions. I choose in Polygon network, and so I'm clicking confirm. Let's confirm it on my ledger. Review transaction. Okay. So I click in accept and send on my ledger device. So now this transaction is pending, and this is a Polygon mainnet. It's already confirmed. Okay. Let's refresh and to see if this contract been created. Since it's a Polygon mainnet, it doesn't show up here instantly. Let's wait for a while. Yes, so now I can see the contract that called real money, and the token, we can see it in a real Polygon Explorer. If we can click here, we can see that that this is a real USDC coin that could be deposited to Binance, for example. But the balance is 0. Let's add some real money here. Edit testament. Now I want to deposit $100 to show you that I'm serious about it. Top up. Okay, again I would have to confirm it with my ledger. Confirm. And now I would have to confirm the same on my ledger. If you can see, there is a review transaction. USDC $100. Accept and send. Let's wait until it gets confirmed. So this transaction has been confirmed, as I can see here. But there is 2 transactions. First of all, I have to approval of spending, and the second transaction is actual sending the tokens. Confirm. Again, confirm it is on my ledger. Let's wait until it gets confirmed by blockchain. So now it's been confirmed, and let's refresh the page and see how long it takes to update it here. Hope I wouldn't lose my $100. Yes, so now I can see the volume is 100. And this is 100 of a real USDC coin on a Polygon mainnet. This is a coin that could be, from there you can deposit to any real exchange and exchange it to the real $100. So that's how it works. As you can see, the token is real, the contract, you can see in Explorer. This is the contract, and this is token transactions to this contract. So it shows that 1 minute ago I've deposited 100 of USDC tokens to this contract. And then I can add some, I can add the person who can inherit this $100, I can withdraw, I can add some more. So that's how it works on a real blockchain with the real money. That's it. You can feel free to use this project for your own purposes, but just keep in mind that the contract haven't been passed audit yet, so feel free to use it on your own risk. The code is open source. Basically, you can review and audit it yourself, or if you really want to be safe, you can just recompile it and redeploy from the source codes and also use it for your own purposes. Thank you for your attention. Bye. Also, there is one more thing I forgot to mention, that anytime you can delete your testament, and whatever funds you deposited here would be returned to your wallet once it's deleted. Let's try it out with a real money contract and see if I can get back $100 to my wallet. Let's check how much I have now. Right now I have $343 in my wallet, and here is $100 in a smart contract. Let's delete this real money smart contract and check the balance. So we're about to delete it. Let me confirm the transaction. Okay, confirm. Also have to confirm it on my ledger. Review, confirm. Let's wait. So the transaction is confirmed. Let's see if the contract been deleted. Not yet. Yeah, now as we can see, it's deleted, it's empty. And let me check my balance. If I get back this $100 and been deposited to the contract, it was 343 before, and now it's 443. So the $100 that been deposited to this contract are back in my wallet. So don't be afraid to delete contracts. If you no longer need it, you wouldn't lose any funds. That's it.